What is up, guys? How are y'all doing today? John, what's up, man? How are you doing?
Doing all right, man. Tired, but doing all right. It's a Tuesday.
It is not the song that I wanted here. I wanted something a little bit more kicking.
What's up, David Martin? Molotov out. Dalai Lama Gods. Good to see you guys in here. There are only two of us up on the screen, and we believe there will only be two of us up on the screen because we had to fire Grant McIntosh because he was just too sexy, and we couldn't have him up here on the panel with us.
Couldn't have that happening. It was
couldn't have it. No, his boy, if you follow along, Grant, his boy's in college playing hoop, and apparently has an injury that they're getting looked at today. So that's why Grant's not going to make it. Good wishes and hopes for the young man. Hey, was Grant a Niners fan? Ben coming in with the uppercuts.
There you go, right? Starting things off hot tonight, Ben.
Exactly.
Are you still in California right now? I'm curious, if you've been able to get back yet.
He's got to decontaminate before he comes back to Texas.
What's up, Walt?
Yeah.
So, we got some fun things. We got a couple of different things to talk about real quick. A couple of things we can talk about before we get started on the main topic and everything. And first off, while we're jumping into that, let us know what have you been doing? What did we miss out on this weekend? I'm assuming that there's a lot of Super Bowl conversation that could be had here. Let us know how your Super Bowl went, and or if you managed to get yourself outside. And while we're on it, did you hear about the three guys that three dudes in Texas, different locations, different everything else, caught 13-pound bass all on the same day. The Sherlunker, that is a massive fish. Rarely happens. Three dudes one day.
That's crazy.
My immediate thought on that is what nuclear reactor, like what Chernobyl event occurred to let that happen?
Conspiracy. Guy catches it at one lake, gives it to his buddy. He races to another lake, puts it on the line, and gives it to his buddy. He takes it to another lake.
Yeah, they all just share the same fish. That poor thing been all over Texas.
Banana Boat GD, how you doing?
What's up, man? Yeah, Ben saying nope. He had to got deloused, and he is on. Oh, he's on a plane now.
Oh, you're on an airplane right now?
Oh no, he's not on it now. I'm sorry, I misread that. He got back as quick as he could.
Airline. Okay. So he's back in Texas. Okay, that's good. Good for his health, I'm sure.
Welcome back, man. Welcome to fresh air.
Yep, exactly. Man, never watched Super Bowl. I could care less. I'm a Broncos fan, so being a Broncos fan, Kansas City is in our same division, so of course I hate them. And my youngest daughter that's about to have a baby is a 49ers fan. So we were over at her house watching the game, which was going fine for part of the game. And then the freaking Chiefs won. All right, Ben, we go fishing. Good to see you. So, yeah.
Got home and back to work. Those commercials in Cali were fun. I bet every commercial had all kinds of fine print at the bottom.
Yeah, my wife is from Michigan, so she's a Lions fan. I like the Lions, but that's not my team. But yeah, they had an awesome season.
Yeah, I am everybody in my family's they're all Packers fan, everybody over here. So I am a Packers fan. I've liked the Packers since the Brett Favre days. Packers, and I'm a Texas fan. I've been a Texans fan since the Oilers. Loved Warren Moon back in the day. Unfortunately, you don't hear me talk about that a whole lot because, well, I'm a Texans fan. So
they had a good year this year. Got to the playoffs. They got themselves a really good little quarterback.
That's the thing. That's what we call a good year. I want more than that. I'm also a Spurs fan. I'm accustomed to greatness.
Not lately from the start.
No. I
Here.
totally sign off. I am totally on board with everything they're doing. Pops, other than a couple of minor little things, like I would follow everything that guy says, other than a couple little things.
It's time for Pops to retire.
Well, it might be time for him to retire. I want a couple more years out of it. I want a couple of years of him with Wemby and whoever they draft this year.
Good Lord. They got to bring in like 5 or 6 good players.
No, they'd be 1 or 2. They've got so many draft picks. They're going to be able to buy somebody.
Yeah, I hope so. Nobody wants to go to small market San Antonio.
Yeah, until they start winning championships.
You don't have players like Timmy D and the Admiral and all that would look beyond that shit and were loyal to a team.
Yeah. Hopefully, Ben, I'm hoping they can get some more they're the only ones that seem to kind of have any respect for that sort of thing. So
yep, that's
hopefully they can find a few more. Oh, here we go. So you're a Ravens fan. I don't know that I've ever met a Ravens fan before.
Yeah, I knew Ben was because he was talking on Facebook when the Ravens were still in it. I was rooting for you guys to beat Kansas City because, like I said earlier, I hate Kansas City.
I've never really been a fan of Kansas City myself.
Rooted for Buffalo to beat them, rooted for the Ravens to beat them, rooted for the 49ers to beat them, and all of you failed me. Heck, even my lowly Broncos beat Kansas City this year.
I need you to start rooting for any opponent of the Texans, please.
I don't know. I'm not a big Texans fan. I like the Houston Oilers, but this Texans team, the owner, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard. It's hard to be a fan of that team.
They've got a really good quarterback now. They just got to build around the kid.
Yep, I agree. We'll see what happens. We got a whole new year. We got a draft coming up now. New things to celebrate.
Yep. Well, I'm completely against Mahomes. Mahomes. Our division now, we got Andy Reid and Mahomes, and now Hardball comes to the Chargers. So now we got both of them in our division.
Chargers, they haven't been relevant since Philip Rivers was young.
They will be now with Hardball there. Their quarterback is good. It's just hasn't had good coaching. Harbaugh just won the national championship, and now he's back in the NFL.
Well, good luck to them. I just don't see much coming from the Chargers. They don't seem like a team that puts it together.
I hope not, because they're in my division.
And how often does a college coach come up the ranks and actually produce in the NFL?
Well, he was in the NFL before that and made it to the Super Bowl with the 49ers. And then he went to college and won the national championship. So he's got a pretty good resume.
Yeah, okay, all right.
And his brother won a Super Bowl, and his father won a national championship.
Yeah, they were all under Belichick too, right? Like he was there.
I don't remember if they were with Belichick.
I thought they were proteges.
I don't know. I don't remember that. Belichick can't get a job now. Kelsey, oh my goodness. Shania, or what's his name?
No, I was a J.J. Watt fan. I can sign off on Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
that's
I like J.J. Watt, T.J. Watt, Travis Kelce. When he goes over and pushes the coach and everything, that's out.
Yeah, I saw that happened. I don't know anything about it. I can't speak to it, but I saw pictures and heard, and I'm like,
he's that big, goofy, fun guy until things don't go his way, and then he gets to be like a little, you know what, like he did when that happened.
Hey, I'm signed up for it, Molotov. I'm ready to go. It's the Goose is the one backing out.
Bring on the Goose. I want to see that.
Bring him my way.
Don't send him towards Grant. You all seen the pictures. Grant can take him out.
Hey, speaking of going MMA on some wildlife, so we do have a story in the news we're going to talk about for just a moment. I'll bring this up on the screen. I'll show you what we're talking about here because this is an interesting one, something to be aware of. That apparently this is like a real thing that does happen in real life, and I suppose everybody needs to be somewhat aware and prepared for a situation like this. A guy in Rhode Island was out hiking and he got attacked by a coyote, and he had to kill it with his bare hands.
Rabid coyote, right?
A rabid coyote. Yeah, yeah. So I don't even know how that turns out afterwards when he
You get shots.
yeah.
But he won. To me,
He
that's
did
a
win
win.
that fight, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, if by winning you mean you have
Killed the coyote.
rabies.
And he survived. If he died from the rabies, then he wouldn't be a winner.
That's a heck of a question. Do we have anybody who's out there doing any ice fishing yet? We do. I haven't seen many pictures of it. So
I haven't seen much at all, except for maybe up in Canada. But it's February now. People should be ice fishing, right?
yeah, we got we'll be talking about that shortly here in just a bit. We do have some of our guys, a guy in particular who spent some time in Canada, actually spent some time in the water in Canada, and I didn't see any ice.
You get that one from Ben? Roadrunner.
Get a big an Acme. What is that? Where you bang the iron thing, an anvil, and drop it on? That's funny. Can you imagine? Like, I don't even know what to say about that. We talked about it for just a moment, like before the stream, and I would go bug nuts if I got attacked by a coyote.
I'm confident I could kill the coyote.
Yeah, I think
if it's a fight to the death, that coyote's going to die. Now, he said something about somebody fighting a cougar a few years ago. That's a fight I wouldn't want to be a part of.
You know what? I totally agree. Yeah.
I want to be armed for that fight. A little coyote is different than a badass cougar.
Yeah. Cats are an entirely different ballgame. And that's strange you say that, but it makes perfect sense. You kind of think that, like a dog is going to be a pretty aggressive animal, but man, cats are a completely different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the claws or the sharper teeth or what.
It's not looking like so far anybody's talking about ice fishing yet.
Storm advisor now supposed to get 15 inches of snow the next 2 days.
Where? Where are you at, David? He's up north.
He's out of the country.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I want to say what, Netherlands? Am I right about that? I've got you totally wrong, don't I? Okay, let's see. Seriousness. If you spend any time on pins, you'll see coyotes. Yeah, we've had them walk right up to the truck before.
Yep. I've seen them running along the dunes right beside us.
Yeah. I think they get accustomed to people feeding them or something.
Yeah.
But you never know. They could be rabid.
Yeah, picking up crap after people. Leave it there.
Yeah.
Newfoundland.
That's what it was. Yeah, we're not seeing a lot of snow in our area right now. I do believe we're supposed to see freezing temperatures sometime next week. I heard something.
Really?
That's what I heard.
We were out of the woods. Let me check here, see what I see.
It's February. I still got the plants in the garden. Everything's all bagged up outside, but I'm hoping to be able to pull all that like next week.
Yeah, for the next 10 days, our lows are still in the 50s, except for Sunday, it's 43. But the high is 59, and every other day, the high is either in the 60s or the 70s. So,
okay,
good.
I can handle that.
Good right now. Forecast looks okay.
Yeah, I am totally good with that. That's coyote fighting weather.
Exactly. Hand-to-paw combat. Freaking coyotes anyways.
Yeah, hey, David, we could use it, man, because like I said, we're not seeing a lot of ice and snow. So send them our way. Not that I want a whole lot of it, but it does it adds some brevity to all of the photographs that we got.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we did have another little bit of news. Nothing too
Larson
big.
was up in Montana. He was showing a lot of snow, so they had it up there.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen his new most recent video yet.
He just did a first video back home. He killed it on the trap lines.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Need to see. We need pictures of his stuff up here. We need to maybe I need to like spend a little bit of time pulling pictures off some of these YouTube channels. Get them up there. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, do it. That
would make for a decent segment because there's a lot of guys out there that are, they're Well, they're out there getting it done. Mark's one of them.
Yep, for sure. For sure. Cool.
All right. So, main topic for tonight. This is an interesting one. Let me pull up that screen again here. So check this out. It's kind of funny, kind of not funny. I don't even know. Gentleman in Michigan. They got pictures this week. See what he's talking about. This is an older gentleman too. So he lives by. Long story short, he lives by Lake Michigan, and he lives on the or very near the Platte River, which runs right along Lake Michigan.
Yeah, and a national seashore.
Yeah. So this is right here on the left. This is the Platte River. That's Lake Michigan right there. He wanted easier access to his fishing spots on Lake Michigan. So he went over to this beach and dug a trench, completely averting the direction of the river so that he could get access to his fishing spot.
And they said the park rangers catch him red-handed doing it. He's 63 years old. So that tells me that he's probably not a guy who hasn't done shit like this before.
It's true.
I mean, you don't all of a sudden have a good, clean life and then turn 63 and decide to break federal laws in front of people. Golly, what was he thinking? We talk about dropping stuff in lakes to attract fish, right? Yep. And Texas Parks and Wildlife does it. And I know some places you're allowed to do that. Some places it's frowned upon, like you're littering or whatever. So I don't know. You guys, I know like our lakes around here, most places you can drop fish attractants in there and just mark them on your GPS.
Oh, I did not know you could do that.
Yeah, or just go to Texas Parks and Wildlife's website to the lakes, and they list, if they have any in there, they list the GPS coordinates to them, like Canyon Lake.
Yeah. I didn't know that any just regular Joe could go out there and do that.
Not every lake, but some lakes.
Okay.
He did that. Go ahead.
He did it because I guess he has access to the Platte River, whether that where he docks his boat or the launch or whatever the case may be. So normally he has to drive down the Platte River to whatever access there is to the lake and then drive through. But his fishing spot apparently is just right by this point. So he went over there and dug out the trench so that he can straight shot it out to his fishing spot.
Yeah, David's right. That's a lot of damn work because they said he put rocks to block the normal path of the river so it would divert there. And it ended up being like over 20 feet wide, I think they said, or even bigger, I think it said. So yeah, he was up to no good.
That's a little bit different. It's one thing to dig out a trench. That thing will fill in or something, at some point. I'd be less concerned. I didn't realize he was damming up the actual river. Damming up a fresh water source like that, that's
yeah, and it's a national seashore, so no matter what you do there, it's federal.
Yeah.
So I think he faces up to like 3 years in prison and $5,000 in fines or something like that.
It got me to thinking. So I had this assignment when I was in college. I had a geology class, and they gave us different options on this assignment where we could pick one of these different projects. And it was like, what would you do if I gave you X, Y, or Z and $100,000? And the one that I picked was St. Joe's Island. So on Pottery Island is you have Pottery Island that runs all the way up to the Port Aransas Channel, the ship channel. And then there's another island that actually looks real similar to this, but but bigger. So it's another stretch of island, just like Pottery Island. And it's a private island. You can actually own it. There's a gentleman the Bass Group or something like that?
St. Joe's Island, right?
Yeah, St. Joe's.
Yeah, it's got a history of politicians and presidents being on that island with the original owner.
Yep.
Oil tycoon.
It's an oil tycoon. Yeah, I believe his name's Bass that owns it. And so the project that they gave me was, what would you do if you had $100,000? If I gave you $100,000 in this piece of island? And my answer was basically something like what this guy did. If I had the opportunity to do something like that, I would love to dig a channel back up into the dunes and make a bay in the dunes, block off a jetty so that you have a calm area, like how you have the channel at Packer Channel, have a calm bay area with water access that goes back up into the dunes, and maybe put some, and I understand that there's gonna be issues with mosquitoes and stuff like that, but put some little cabins up in there, little fishing cabins, and create a fishing spot for myself. A cool little area, fish could come, you'd have a lot of trout and stuff running up inside there. You wouldn't have issues with, big surf or anything because you'd have a little jetty. I'd be hiring, college kids for, at that time, $7 an hour just to lay sandbags, making my own jetty. That guy gave me, just for the record on this, I'm still a little bit miffed. He gave me a B on that assignment because what I was doing was would have a negative impact on the environment. And I was thinking, man, that's got to be like the least impactful thing you could physically do to that island is simply avert a little bit of water flow.
They created a channel at the north end of that, separating it from land above it.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what they called it, but we had that hurricane come through, the one that put those barges up on St. Joe's Island.
Yeah.
It completely closed that pass. They just got that pass done and open for boat traffic, and it completely closed it. The hurricane did.
Oh, are you talking about that one that's just north of Ship Channel, or are you talking about a ways up the island?
It's a ways up there. It's up beyond Aransas Bay.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about, but it's been 20 years since I've seen it.
Right.
I got to look it up on a map now. You got me curious what that is.
Yeah, now I'm doing it too. I'm on Google Earth. Yeah, it's crazy what you could do if you had an island like that. I would love to have an island.
Oh man. I'd be hiring college kids for $7 an hour so that I could build my jetty place.
All right, so it goes from St. Joe's, and then it goes across that channel, and then it's called Matagorda Island, and there's an airstrip.
That's Matagorda. That's what I'm thinking of Matagorda. I'm probably thinking of this Port O'Connor area.
So it is that channel they put across there, and like I said, the hurricane closed it up. Now I don't think you can get a boat through there. It'd have to be an airboat or something. It looks like now they might have opened it back up.
You know what? I think. Yeah. So this is the pass that I was thinking of. I can't remember.
That's it right there. That's it.
Well, this is filled in. This has been filled in for a little bit. I thought you were talking about the hurricane. Yeah. I believe I've seen construction crews here actually like trying to dig that thing out. It's shallow. What is the name of that pass? Cedar Bayou.
Is that it?
Yep. That's a good little fishing spot. And John, that's a good fishing spot. Be aware of that one when you get Aquahala going. That's not a bad little spot to go get fishing in the surf and stuff around that area where it lets out. I know that back in the day, my dad's told me tons of stories about trout and reds and sharks. So anybody who's walking around that area for any reason, be careful.
Cool.
But that is a good spot, and I don't think it's open right now. I don't remember because I know the hurricane did close it. It's yeah. There. I guess I haven't been out that way in over a year now, so I don't remember. I don't know what's going on with it now. But yeah, I mean they did. And I don't even know how they got all that stuff out there by helicopter or something. It's not like you can just drive onto the island.
Well, just north of there is an airport. There's an airstrip.
Yeah, but that's privately owned, isn't it?
Right there. I don't know. I think south of it, that St. Joe's is probably owned. I don't know about that one.
Oh, and then this is. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. think this is that dude that owns the place right here, Bass.
Yeah, they built up a lot of different places on that property. There's a documentary or something on it that I watched. It was pretty good. What's up, Relax? Welcome to the show.
What's up, man? Oh, I guess they can. They can barge stuff over there. Okay. So that's what they're doing. Look at this. He's got serious equipment. This is some next level stuff for fishing, man. Going and checking out Google Maps for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I bet it would probably do just fine. It's the same issue that they had with Fish Pass. So for anybody here, here's a history lesson for you on Fish Pass, Padre Island.
I want to hear that. I know about Fish Pass. I just don't know the background to it.
Well, they originally they dug this channel right here in Port Aransas, the ship channel. And so that, Padre Island ran the whole damn length of the Texas coast.
Right. So they cut
and then they dug the Port Aransas channel, and water flows out of the bays, and they do all that. There was water flowing through there. That was normal. They still have to dredge it, but there was nothing abnormal about the water flow after they did that. Nothing terribly abnormal. Then what they did have back in like the 60s, they had which one is it? It's the Pass of 1852, Corpus Christi Pass. So this used to be a channel right here. And when they opened up Port Aransas, this thing dried up because there was not enough water flow to go through there. That's what all that is. That's back over by Packery Channel. Newport Pass, I think, was another one. Same deal. These real shallow ones. And those passes, they used to be like 6 inches deep. And you could go in there. My grandfather used to tell stories about he would go in there, and there would be certain nights of the year, I think in like June, you could go in there and just scoop up tons of massive shrimp. That's where they would go to breed.
That'd be cool. So what happened with Fish Pass? Hey, Mark, good to see you. Just watched your video today. We were talking about you earlier.
Just a minute ago, yeah. So those passes dried up, and they wanted, at the time, the only one that existed was the Port Aransas one. So you've got all these people in Corpus Christi over here. This is Corpus Christi. The only way they could get out to the Gulf of Mexico was by crossing over the bay or launching out of the Port Aransas area. And that keeps you in the vicinity of this area right here to go fishing, which left this whole area right here wide open. So all of Corpus Christi right here, they wanted some kind of access to get out into the Gulf of Mexico, something closer. And especially with these other two that had closed up, they did a whole project in the 70s, I believe, in the early 70s, where they dug the Fish Pass, which is this channel right here. And they did a really stupid job. You can see how this thing was a channel. They even did jetties on this thing. And it filled in like 10 years.
Wow.
Because they didn't have a budget to dredge it. They only had the money to dig the thing.
So at least you got some jetties out there, some structure you can fish off. I've seen people do pretty good out there certain times of year.
Decent little spots, really shallow, but it's not a bad little fishing spot. I enjoy going there from time to time. So then, after that whole fiasco, when that thing closed up, 30 years pass, and a bunch of lawyers on Packery Channel over here, this whole area, they wanted to develop all of this and get some money out of that. And the way that they wanted to go about doing that was by digging a new channel so that all of these guys had access to the Gulf of Mexico. So that's when they dug Packery Channel.
Yeah. And that one's still there and functional.
Yep. And miserable. That's a hard spot to fish. It's good. It's just fished so hard. On a good day, you'll see 150 people on that jetty.
Yeah, and Port Aransas jetties are pretty crowded, especially the South Jetty, because you could just drive up to it like those two. The North Jetty, the only way you get on that is they got a jetty boat that takes you across, because it's on that St. Joe's Island, takes you across and drops you off. And it runs every so often.
Yep.
On and off. So you won't see quite as many people usually on the North Jetty as you will on the South Jetty.
I've never actually done that. I've never stepped foot on that jetty.
I never have either. I fished back, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 years ago. They were doing work on it, so they had it closed. So nobody was on that jetty. it was real nice on a boat to fish around that jetty without a bunch of people out there casting stuff out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anybody that fishes on that North Jetty, that is a salty bunch of guys because, like you said, you have to take the taxi, and that taxi is like, I think it's like $7 a person, which isn't too bad. It's not a bad little deal, but it runs at like 6 in the morning, noon, and 6 at night, and that's it.
Yeah.
So the people who are doing this are either there 6 o'clock in the morning and they are ready to hit it hard, or they're there at 6 o'clock at night or noon and they're probably camping on that jetty overnight. Yeah. And that's a hardcore human being who is out there doing that.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah, I was raised at Fish Pass.
I've never fished Fish Pass. Seen plenty of people do it.
Not my favorite spot, but it's nice in that it's the least crowded jetty out of all of those. It's really short and it is really shallow. It's funny. So I see people fishing on Fish Pass Jetty and they all line up. They like to line up right here. I'll tell you exactly what they do. We're going to like dump some secrets on you right now.
Woo, secrets.
Yep, it's that time. We're going to do secret time. So at Fish Pass, what everybody does, this one is a little bit shorter. And so it's free access over on this beach right here. You can drive around, access on this road right here. You can drive all the way back. This is part of the Mustang Island State Park, but they don't patrol this area and you don't have to pay anything to get in. So you can drive in over here for free. And since you got to drive down the beach and everything, there's a lot less people that come over to this section right here. And it's deeper right here. This area right here is real shallow. And this area right here is super shallow. So you'll have these channels like this. You can kind of see how there's a little bit of a channel right there. There's a little bit of a channel right here on this side, and there's a channel on this side of this one right here. But what a lot of people do, you see, you come out to these jetties, and what they do is they like to park over here because they get away from everybody, and it's free to get in. And they come out on these jetties, and they fish this whole length right here. Either you'll see them on the apron, or you'll see them on this edge right here. And it's hilarious because the way this thing is, the currents create a spit of sand that sticks out over here. You can kind of almost see how this is like, I mean, you can see how it's a little bit shallower right there. And they come out to these jetties and they cast as far as they can all into this area right here. And it's like 2 feet deep. All the fish are right here next to the rocks. This thing will be 12 feet deep in this area right here. And then it'll be like right here, it's going to be like 6 feet deep. And you'll see people just casting, fishing for stuff. All the fish are all just right in this hole right here. Yeah. Cooper's done it. I've seen him do that. I got respect for him. He's hardcore. He's good at what he does. I have a lot of respect for him, but also he's not married. So there's that. Makes it a little bit easier to do things like that.
Is she standing near you when you said that out loud?
No, absolutely not. I'm married. I know better. I know how to play that game. Dude, I want to see that. And ocean fishing's got to be, everybody says it, and I hear this about freshwater too. Just take shrimp, cut bait, something, and just see what happens.
Shrimp or squid.
Squid's
big weight,
good one.
Big hook, sling it out there. You'll probably catch something.
I agree.
Oh, you're giving away secrets. Oops.
If you were going to Fish Pass, that is the spot right there. You're going to see me in any video that I've ever done at Fish Pass. Not any video, but anytime I'm really fishing Fish Pass hard, you will see me. Unless I'm being lazy. If I'm being lazy, I'll be up here on the rocks, filming on the rocks. But if I really want to catch fish, you're going to see me in the water right in this area, right here, right on the edge of that channel. And I'll be casting towards the rocks. And I guarantee it. I absolutely guarantee it. You see me doing that, I'm going to outfish the people on those rocks 10-1. I promise. Because they're all casting away from the rocks. I'm casting into them where the fish are at, the sheep's head and the flounder, the reds are trying to get up in there and do stuff.
There you go, folks. There's your secret fishing tips for Texas coast.
That's it, man.
Right.
Did a video about. Well, you know what? I'm gonna redo that. I'm gonna do a video just like this. This was fun. I enjoy this conversation.
Spots, yeah. So fads. So there's this group here that I'm following them on. They have a Facebook page too, where they have built the fads, have done everything paperwork wise to be authorized to go out and put the fads out. And they're just waiting for the bureaucrats to give them the thumbs up so that they can go and put these fads out. So I'm just waiting. By the time I get that boat good and ready and go offshore, they'll probably have them damn things out there. That'd be interesting. I know they're not going to draw fish immediately, but it shouldn't take too long.
I'd say a month. I would bet money.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You're talking about them letting people do that in the lakes, because I've always, I mean, to be completely honest, and this is not legal. So just understand this is, we're having a conversation here, just a fun little thought exercise, but
Theoretical.
Exactly. Theoreticals. So anytime they drop something like that, and there's a lot of stuff out there that you can fish. There's a lot of rocks. There's a lot of old cut off pipes and things like that,
Yep.
sunken boats and all that. You can go fish, but a lot of people know where this stuff is, and fishing is getting really popular. So this stuff gets hit really hard, especially in snapper season. So it's kind of hard to find some of these spots that are holding fish consistently.
Yeah.
Now, who hasn't thought about creating their own fads and putting them out there?
Yep. The thing to me is, it seems like, at least in the salt, stuff gets covered up pretty quick by the sand when it's dropped down there on the, like Boatman's Reef.
Washed away by hurricanes.
Yeah, Boatman's one of the closest man-made reefs to Aransas, Port Aransas Pass, and man, we rolled all over the numbers for that and didn't see anything on the bottom. So, and I've talked to some folks. Most folks I've talked to said, yeah, they never found anything. Some folks said there's some stuff there, but it's not where the original numbers are, which of course, stuff on the bottom of the ocean can move too, right? Get pushed around.
Yep. So
just going to take more investigation on my part. But if you're going to drop something in the ocean, it's got to be pretty big.
it's going to be
launchers ain't going to do it.
I mean, anyone who's driven down Pins in the last 2 years, you've seen that buoy that washed up on the beach. That is a big metal slab. And hurricanes and I mean, hurricane broke it loose, but regular surf washed that thing up into the dunes.
Yeah.
So it would have to be a pretty for real thing down there. And everything rusts. Yeah, so that's another one. If you put anything metal down there, you can expect that thing's only going to last for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who's familiar with the Nicaragua, the shipwreck down by Mansfield Pass, that thing wrecked in 1912. That was a massive ship, and the only thing that's left over there now is the engine. But it is still there.
Metal, yes. So take out a sports fish and sink it. Yeah, that'd be an expensive reef right there.
Yeah, and they did do some stuff like that. There's that artificial reef, I forget what it's called. It's a couple miles outside of Port A where they did that. They sink a bunch of cars or something.
Yeah, they got Boatsman's, they got Lone Star. There's another one where they sunk barges. They had these big concrete like triangle things they dropped in there. If you go on, they have a website that shows all the artificial reef stuff for Texas, and you can go on there and click on them, and it'll tell you what they actually put in there.
Yeah, that's news to me, Ben. I'm wrong about the times. There's more of them than what I'm quoting on that, the 6 noon and 6.
We must got busier with all the new fishermen since COVID.
That makes perfect sense. And I do see a lot of people out on that jetty, so that does make sense that they would have more run times on that. Thank you for the link on that, by the way, Ben. If I had a go at it, it would be a pressure-treated crib.
Understand pressure treated. Not sure what he means by crib.
Yeah, crib like a blue green, like for bluegills, or you mean like a baby crib? Because I mean that's the right idea. Like, a baby crib's got all of that, stuff to it, all the rungs and stuff. That is going to be that's going to attract some fish.
Pressure treated. I don't know if you ever find one.
Another one you'd have to be concerned about in the saltwater too. Not that I've ever had this conversation or anything like that, but hypothetically, if I had, it would be. So we have shrimpers out here, and the shrimpers, they tend to shrimp all over the place. You see them, I don't know, in this whole area right here, except they avoid the oil rigs. And I think they avoid a certain proximity to the coast. So you would have to, if you're going to put something out there, be mindful of that. For one, you're going to tear up their, not that you actually do it, but tear up their nets. And for two, it's not going to last long because it's going to end up stuck in a shrimper's net.
True.
Was out at a rig one time, and I found I was out spearfishing out there. And I don't remember what rig it was, but it had a shrimper's nets wrapped around that rig.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that had to have been a
He had
nightmare.
a bad day. Had a bad day that day. Hey, it's getting close to time, ain't it?
Oh, it is that. Yeah, you're right.
We want to see some pictures.
Well, let's start things off. John, give us a minute here and show me, or tell me, let everybody know about this.
Why is it blue on my screen? Oh, there it is. Well, there you go. There's the best looking fisherman of the day right there. That was that trip to Florida that we were given lemons and we made lemonade. We got a couple crappie. We got a bunch of catfish. Good trip, but man, that video did horrible, or is doing horrible. But I had a great time. Weather was not great, but you can see I'm wearing rain gear in one photo. But we ended up being a really good time. That was a nice big black crappie. It has been a while since I caught one, so I think even that catfish, that was the biggest catfish of the day. And that sucker, it's a channel cat, but it's really dark too, just like Dan's saying, or Ben.
The snooker like that over there too, aren't they? They're really dark. Relax, you would know about that more than I would.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
David Martin saying, okay, like a big box that they use for building up all that stuff. That makes sense. Yeah, that's exactly what I would use. Something that'd be a lot harder for those currents and everything to move around. What I would do is hire a bunch of college kids to drop a bunch of sandbags for $7 an hour.
You'd have to make a sandbag pyramid out there.
Yeah.
And the bags will rot and the sand will just become sand.
Yep, eventually. Maybe bags of cement or something, I don't know.
There you go.
Now, we're missing him today, but we got to give due credit to old Grant for getting out there. Yeah. He has been tearing it up in the last week.
Yeah.
Check that out.
That's a goose that Stanley was going to fight, but Grant took it out for him.
That's right.
It's a nice looking crappie, too.
Yeah. Yeah, especially after he was done with him, too.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Grant.
I'd be hungry just looking at that.
And next up, guys, we have everybody from the Discord server. These are your photos of the week, courtesy of the Premier Fishing Discord server. There's a link in the description down below. Go and check it out if you haven't already. We want to see all of the fun things that you're doing so that when we're freezing down here or it's 110 degrees, we can live vicariously through your adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Starting off with everybody who managed to get outside and get some fresh air. G Llama, we go fishing. Hey, by the way, guy, those homemade bobbers that you're talking about, I'm very curious to hear how those work out for you. I love that project.
Yeah, those look good. Popping corks, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, homemade. He's doing that all by himself.
Some nice photos there too.
Yeah. I wish everybody listed where they were at. I need to make a thing about that in the server so that we can, because this is all over the world.
Oh, shit.
This is Ben's California run, man.
Wow. Did you go out and try to pet them seals, Ben? No fishing. What the?
Oh, he was saying how he said no joke, no fishing. He spent an hour fishing there, didn't catch a damn thing. Yeah, Wild Japan, you're like the best about the stories that he tells behind all of his photos are the best in the server, period, bar none. I wish everybody offered that amount of documentation because you get to really live the experiences. I can't even do it justice sitting here, showing pictures. I can't do justice to the stories behind all the stuff that we get to see in there. Was it a vegan bagel? Apparently, the bird ran off with it. If you need a tester for that, I am all about that, man. I would have a blast. But I want you, if you do that, if I was to sign up for something for that with you, we go fishing on there. I want it on the bobber so that if and when that fish gets caught, you get full credit. You're going to be in the picture, whole 9 yards,
That's
man.
cool. That'd be cool.
Take advantage. Put subscribe on there. You can put underneath that. Way better than Stanley Orchard's channel. Do yourself a favor. I'm good with it. Next up, we got Gunpoint Llama, so this gentleman went up to Canada. He was doing some fishing up there, and I can't do the story. Again, I can't do the story justice to everything he was doing. He was out there doing his fishing in Canada, having a blast. He caught himself his personal best smallmouth bass. Fell into the lake, the river, whatever it was he was fishing. He fell in. Then his girlfriend was out there taking pictures. She dropped her phone into the water. And so that's him fishing it out with the net. That was his catch of the day. He's getting her phone back. But he did get his PB smallmouth. So kudos to you on that, man.
Yeah. Very nice.
And then we got, Big Hit Savage. I got to say something about this real quick. There are some people that that they drive me up a wall with the amount of work they make me do putting together these slideshows for the photos every week. Big Hit Savage is one of them. So we're going to start doing a new thing this week where every week that person that drives me up a wall by posting so many damn photos and making me do all of this work, they're going to get the Waitlister Weekly Award. It's going to be an honorary thing. We're not voting for it. It's just going to be something that I hand to the person that drives me up the wall the most. And Big Hit Savage, you get it this week for having caught so many dang fish that I couldn't even fit them all onto the slide.
Nice.
Including a new PB crappie, which I think he broke his own record like 3 times on that one.
That is a nice looking crappie.
Yeah, he's tearing it up. Good sized bass, too.
Yep. Good looking fish.
Mm-hmm. Got some other guys getting out there. Aeon, Eagle, X-School. I really need to know how to pronounce that. Pame and Maltov. Hey, Maltov, there you are, man. Got himself a nice little red ear. Also, I got to point out, anybody who wears shoes that match their fish, you get bonus points. Eagle there has got his jailbreak shoes on with that sheep's head.
Oh, I just noticed his foot. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Next up, we got Ditch Pickle and his friend RJ, who got her first fish. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Anytime we can get first fish on here, that is freaking awesome.
Yep.
Good little catch too, and he got himself a pair of 2-pound smallmouth. Congratulations on that, man.
That is real nice.
Yeah. Next up, Banana. If you're still in here, man, you were in the running for annoying me with the amount of photos that you had posted in here. Almost got there. Almost.
Nice.
You almost got the Waitlister Award.
Perch, trout, pike. Golly. Good mix.
And out there doing it all in 35 degrees.
Brr.
Yeah, exactly. A gorgeous shot of that perch too. That perch and that pike.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't know what's that. That one trout he's got in the middle there.
I think that's a brook.
Brook trout. Gorgeous photos.
Oh, there's the schnooks.
There's Relax with the schnooks.
Oh, and a largemouth too in the corner.
Yep. Had to get in a little freshwater tank. He's a Florida boy.
Nice.
He said that one snook he's got down in that bottom right corner. Excellent photo, by the way, on that. It was 2 inches too big to keep. It's a bummer, but that's why you got to have some of those scissors.
Yep. They all look like low light conditions there.
Yeah.
All the pictures of his.
I'm envious of that snook, too. I want to get into some
Mm-hmm.
of those. I wish we had more of them around here.
Me too.
Next up, this gentleman, Carlos. I believe these are the first pictures that he has done on the server. Check this guy out.
Murray cod. All right, where's Carlos from?
I believe this is Australia. If anybody can confirm that, I think this is Australia.
That flathead, I've seen Australians catch fish like that and call them flat. American, you say flathead, we're thinking of catfish, but that's a saltwater fish. And then that,
This is freshwater, so this is, or at least the yellow belly and the Murray cod are freshwater.
Oh, okay.
So these are, we got some saltwater Australian guys, but this is the first freshwater Australian fish I've seen.
Yeah, they are odd-looking fish.
They're thick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see more of that. I want to hear more about these stories, stuff like that. He's got a GoPro, so I know this guy's getting some footage and stuff like that. If he's got a YouTube channel, we need to see more.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we got Sexy Rick, Salt, and Fetus. I think Salt right there. That's another one of the flatheads right there, isn't it?
It looks like it, yeah.
And Clay. Clay got himself a new PB Whiting. Nice. And Fetus, that is a stud crappie.
Yeah, it is. That is a stud crappie.
Sexy Rick got himself a nice 28-inch catfish. That's a good fish.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Mimetic and Moneybag Yo.
Nice goose. Duck, duck. Duck, duck, goose.
He's doing the camera right.
Yeah, definitely.
He knows how to get his
too.
He's been on the board before.
Mimtic, I think it is. What is that in the center picture?
I don't know. He didn't talk much, but he's got a bag full of them over there, and it looks tasty. I agree. I'd like to hear more backstory on that.
Yeah, definitely.
So those are our photos of the week. Now it is time for us to figure out who is going to be the photographer of the week and who is going to get added to our 2024 Wall of Fame. Going to jump up there with Ghost, Rexman, George, LJS, and Bino. Our options this week are Relax, Carlos, Ditch Pickle, and Moneybag Yo. Cast your votes now, guys. Who needs to get added to our Wall of Fame?
Dang, that's a tough one.
It is. It is. And it cut out some people that were very deserving of being on here. Banana, you had some great shots. RJ should probably be on here with the first fish.
Gotta go with the new guy.
Carlos?
Yeah.
Not a bad call.
I have no idea. That crazy looking fish, like a walleye and a bass crossed. That was hard. I like all four of those. Really like D a lot.
Yeah. You know what? I know Relax put in some work and effort into that one, so he's getting my vote on this one. I like that schnook.
Yeah. Can't argue against that choice either.
Ben. That's awesome. Hey, that's what won it last week, for anybody who doesn't remember.
He meant C.
Yeah. Dalai Lama, you got good taste. Oh, he meant C for the shit-eating grin. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let me grab a pen. Here we are. Let's see what we got.
It's going to be close this time, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I agree with David Martin. I like B because of freshwater Australian, but all of them are good.
Also, for the record, Ditch Pickle, if you're watching this, hey, give RJ a big pat on the back from all of us for first fish. We appreciate being a part of that experience. If RJ wants in on this contest, they need to be a member of the server. We got 1, 2, we got BB, AA, A.
He's doing math.
Shh, I'm trying here. You're interrupting me, and that's messing me up. We are tied right now between Relax and Carlos, 3-3. Anybody else got some votes to cast on this one?
If there are no more votes, then we will add both of them.
Outdoors Fishing Dream. You cast a vote? Who's your vote for the week? You might be the tiebreaker on this one.
Yep. Go ahead and cast your vote for us real quick.
Yeah, Dalai Lama. That's yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got some freshwater Australian fish for like the first time ever. We had no idea what we were looking at.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he's going for D.
He did not break the tie.
He did not.
We put 2 in before a couple times.
I'm totally comfortable with that. We're calling it. Congratulations to Relax and Carlos.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys are walking away as our winners. You are our photographers of the week, and deservedly so, guys. Y'all guys got some just exquisite catches, and we're very happy to have those on our 2024 Wall of Fame. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, very cool. They did excellent.
And of course, old what was his name? Big Hit Savage. I gotta write that down. Congratulations to Big Hit Savage for taking away our very first honorary waitlister award for having dumped so many photos on me, caught so many fish. Closing arguments, gentlemen. It's about that time. What can we expect to see from you in the coming week? What are the things that we're all going to be excited about? John, what we got coming from you, man?
Well, we're on baby watch because grandbaby number 3 is likely going to be here Thursday. We'll see. So that's primary. And then not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, got a catfish tournament we're in. So we'll see how that goes. There'll definitely be a video, win or lose or draw.
I have a junior high dance to chaperone on Friday night.
Oh.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Going to be, I'm going to wear my, I'm not going to shave. I'm not going to shower until then. It's going to be, I'm going to do it right. And then we're going to see, it's looking like it might be decent enough this weekend that I can go out and maybe get some pompano or whiting or sheep's head, or I don't know. I'm going to try. Nice. We're going to see what's going to happen.
Nice.
Oh, nice. And then I guess in the midst of all that, at some point here, we might celebrate Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I kind of don't know. Wife and daughter are getting ready to go to the hospital for this baby, so I think I'm getting a rain check on Valentine's Day. So,
well, your Valentine's Day is you've got the best one coming out of everybody, so you got no sympathy on this one. Mr. Martin, appreciate you, sir. You have a wonderful night and happy Valentine's Day to you, sir. Ben was going to do Valentine's Day right by getting out there and going to the shooting range, but all his friends bailed on him. I'm sorry to hear that. That's a bummer. That's right. We got Fat Tuesday. I completely forgot that's today, isn't it?
Yep. Well, I think it's time.
It is that time. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Get out there, have a good time. Go get some fresh air. And we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday when we do it all over again.
Peace out.
Y'all have a nice night.